So I don't see what the issue is. I think that there should be a time cap, 9 years. I think that's a little long. However, Brian, if you are, if say you're with a woman and, she's like, I'm a rock star and I want to go travel the world, but you have to be with me. So you have to give up your podcast, everything you're doing and all the money you're making and come, I'll take care of you. But then she's just one day, she's like, I'm going to divorce you, whatever reason, whatever. Would you not feel kind of slighted? You'd be like, I had my own stuff. But then on the other side of it, it's like, that's your choice. So I'm kind of 50-50. I think 9 years is a long time, but I also think if you've put your whole life aside for somebody to support them in their endeavors, which often happens in relationships, then I get it. For 9 years, no. But I get it. Like 2-3 years after.
Or perhaps
why not?
At a minimum, when the relationship's ended, if you've been the sole provider of all the finances and everything, just like a grace period when the relationship's over of supporting them to the point where they get financially, stable enough to support everything themselves and then take it away, versus like we were together for 25 years. Now I'm going to have to pay you every month a certain amount, for the 25 years, even though we just split up for the rest of our lives.
I think there are definitely a whole bunch of different scenarios that can either make more sense for there to be alimony. But, in this case, I think that, yes, I'm not going to be super hard line where it's like, all right, you're a woman, you met young, you've been with the guy for 40 years, and then he dumps you. I think it'd be fair to say that there should be some component of ongoing support, perhaps not for the rest of their life, but for a period of time. But in this specific example, and even in this specific example, I'd be willing to grant perhaps a year of alimony would be warranted just to get somebody back on their feet. But I mean, like what? 9 years, a decade's a long period of time. So what, like,
If I may add, I mean, to me, the way that I'm like hearing the whole alimony situation is, it sounds like you were promised a certain lifestyle and you were promised a certain financial freedom or a certain dream or like home, family, whatever. And because that promise was broken, like during that promise, you were like, oh, I don't need to go do all these other things because I'm taken care of. But once that promise is broken, you were expectant of those things for the next coming years. Like you were comfortable in the knowing that would be your like future. And so if that future or that promise is broken or taken away, I understand, like you said, like a year of helping you get back on your feet, if like they were literally the only one paying the bills, if they're the breadwinners, all that, I would understand like helping them get back on their feet or helping them get into a safe place or position. But after that, I mean, I feel like it has to be up to the person to create their own future after that.
I just thought of something too. Okay, there is no abuse. You're not claiming any abuse in the relationship. You mentioned he left you. Can I ask why? Because if you cheated on the dude and then you're collecting,
there was no cheating.
Can I know why he decided to end it?
We're not a good fit for each other.
Okay.
We got married very, very young. I didn't know entirely who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. He didn't know what he wanted. There was an issue with kids. In the beginning he said he wanted kids. Then as it went on, it was like, nope, that's not really happening. He wasn't sure if he wanted kids anymore. So it just, it's one of those things where both of us were young when we got married. And because of the situation, his career moved us around, so I moved around with him. And then when we split up, I pretty much was homeless. Like we were living in Hawaii. I don't have any friends there. I don't have any family there. Mm-hmm. I didn't hardly have anywhere to go. I had to go sleep on a friend's couch. I didn't have a car. I moved with 2 suitcases and a couple of boxes, and that was it. And I pretty much had to figure out how to get, how to work on getting my life back together. And so he's
But why
paid
has
me a
it
little bit
taken
to-
like, what's your educational background? Because it's been 9 years.
I don't have a whole lot of education.
Okay.
And I've had some trouble with finding jobs that I like and I enjoy. And now that I have a job that I like that pays me decent money and stuff like that, I'm working on making it so that I don't have to get money from him.
Well,
Right.
she said she was 19 when she married him, so it wasn't
Yeah,
like
it's
she had
pretty
a
young.
whole lot of experience
Oh,
to
for sure.
even
Or, like,
be comfortable
workforce.
after.
Yeah, I don't hate you. I think the system is flawed, but
And I can agree
think
with
there's
you
anything
there.
wrong with you at
I
all.
I think that I
understand
can-
there's.
But what is the difference, I guess, between, let's say you were just dating somebody for this period of time. Do you think that there should be boyfriend or girlfriend alimony?
If I was dating somebody, I would not expect them to pay for everything. After having been in a marriage and things like that, I wouldn't give up anything. I've
Right, but what, so all the actions that occurred in your relationship, you agree they could have happened in just a boyfriend-girlfriend?
no, because I don't think it's necessarily great to spend years and years living with somebody and having sex with them if you're never going to get married.
Sorry, can I just interject here? In Washington state, if you're with someone for longer than, I think, 2 years and you're living with them, it's considered a committed, intimate relationship, and it is actually treated in
I
the...
think
Oh,
it's
is it
7
common
years.
law?
I think it's 8 months in
it's
Canada.
actually,
Two?
It's actually a
Oh,
lot months,
failed-
especially in Washington
failed.
state.
It used to be
Yeah.
7.
So
Society.
if you own a
Yeah.
house with someone
Yeah.
and you live with them, technically you
common
can
law.
be given 50% of their assets,
It's retarded.
salary,
Oops.
everything.
Say that word.
I'm allowed to say that as a member of the community.
Are you on the spectrum?
So
But one sec here. But again, you'd agree though that it's logically possible that somebody could be, and assuming a state where there isn't common law marriage, somebody could be in this exact same situation where they've just been in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, with somebody. Do you think then that there should be a law passed that makes a boyfriend in a similar situation have to pay a girlfriend for 9 years after they've broken
It
up?
does work like that. It's whoever makes most money.
Well, in common law marriage states.
it does
if I
work that way.
could speak
Yeah,
on
it's-
this.
No, but in California, if I was dating a girl for 5 years and we break up and I was taking care of everything during the course of the relationship, I break up, goodbye, it's
Yep.
over.
Well, I think marriage is in the context of like a contract. You're actually signing something that goes up higher as far as what's taken
So it's
seriously.
compelling argumentation for why men, or at least the breadwinner, should not get married.
Well, I have a question though. Do you want a traditional woman?
Do I want a traditional
Yeah,
woman?
like if you're going to be with somebody long term, if you were looking at being with somebody for the rest of your life, would that woman be a traditional woman?
Yeah, I know the argument you're about to make. You're like, well, Brian, you tend to prefer dating younger, or not. Sure, okay, younger traditional women.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know why I brought it to age gap right away. I was including the age gap argument. I guess that was coming too. Brian, if you preferred to date a traditional woman, she's going to have an expectation of marriage.
No, not necessarily
Oh,
that.
okay.
Just if you, is that what you would want? If you were with somebody long term, would it be a traditional woman?
Well, I believe being traditional to some degree it's not completely binary. There's spectrum to being traditional or not. So in this case, while I do enjoy a bit more of a traditional dynamic in a relationship, I personally don't want to get married. So the woman that I'm going to be with is
even
gonna
if you're
have to be
not
okay with
married,
that.
though, are you going to be with the person that you would be
Oh,
with
okay.
long term? Is it more of a traditional woman?
Do you mean like, is she making money or no money?
Is like, would you prefer somebody who stays
homemaker.
home, cooks for you, takes care of the house, does
Okay,
all of
sure.
those things?
Uh,
Is that what you
yeah,
would
I
look
would say
for?
I would say that would be a leaning preference towards
Okay,
that.
so the reason that you have alimony is because in the past, there were people who would be married for 20, 30, 40 years, and the woman has never had a career, has never had a job. She has been a homemaker.
Yeah, but this
And
isn't the
then-
1960s where
No, I
women
know.
can't work anymore.
But my point is, if you want a traditional woman, and if you find that traditional woman and you're with her for 15 years and she's doing nothing to further her career and her status at making money, she's not gaining any skills because she's taking care of the house. The only job you can get with house taking care of skills is being a house cleaner. That doesn't pay you great.
yeah, but
So
okay.
hold on. So if you're with her for 15, 20 years, and then if
Let's
the,
use your example, 9 years, but go ahead.
either way,
Well, also, by
when
the
you're
way,
with
this
some-
is a bit of a
Can
technicality.
I finish?
Go ahead.
So
Nick,
when
get ready
you're,
to pull
if
that
you're
thing
with
out.
somebody for 15 or 20 years and then they get a divorce,
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of women in the past that could not support themselves. They had nothing. They had no job to go get. They hadn't built any of that. I'm not saying it's that way now, but if you want a traditional woman, what you are asking a woman to do is to forego gaining skills that would make her a lot of money in the future.
Sure. Question for you. Are you currently in school right now?
No.
Okay. So are you pursuing a career where your skills are leveling up or whatever?
Yes.
And during the course of your marriage, were you working at all?
A little bit.
Oh, you were working. So you were...
Not a lot, though. It was here and there. It
Part-time?
wasn't... Sometimes, yeah, but part of it was
Were
school,
you moving
too.
around a lot, or...?
Every few years.
So I think it's
Okay,
safe to
military,
assume the
maybe.
military. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
going to say,
Yeah.
I think that's probably safe to assume.
Well,
they have a lot of policies with divorce too.
Yeah, so let me ask you. So right now, you're not pursuing like advancement in terms of your education. So if you and me were to get married and we were together for 10 years, you could just pick right back up where you left off.
Not
necessarily. That's not how it works.
You clean boats.
If
With that job, yes, but there
Yeah,
are.
you just go back to cleaning boats.
It took me a long time to even get a job when I was looking for jobs because I didn't have
Welcome
any
to being an
experience.
adult.
But wait.
Yes, sometimes it takes time to find
Brian,
a
you're
job.
not considering something when you have, and like not saying anything about you again, but age is a factor. As you get older, whether you're a man or a woman,
Sure.
the higher your age is, the less likely
Sure.
to get hired. So I see it. It's not. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you're
people need
wrong,
secretaries
but I'm
and-
just saying, yeah. But is that's not like leveling up to the career that you're talking about, though? So it's a double
Nor can you
entendre.
afford
relate.
living in today's society on that money.
Okay, but I think we're diminishing the degree to which, yes, there's perhaps lack of career advancement, but I see it as a windfall where women are subsidized for 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life where you don't have any, in her case, she didn't have expenses. He paid for her stuff. He paid for food, rent, everything. So I view that as, that's a windfall.
Sorry, can I ask a really quick question? You said that you wanted children, he did in the beginning, and then he changed his mind.
Yes.
I'm sorry, was that part of the divorce? And do you feel like your payments after the alimony is sort of to make up for not having children because you gave so much of your life, your fertile life to him?
No, it's not.
That's
It's
Wait,
not
sorry, can you
payment
repeat
for
that?
That's awful.
So is the alimony that he's giving her now to make up for kind of dragging her along?
Child that was never
with-
there.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be paying for the idea of a child. That's
Well,
crazy.
But, think about how, women do have a
No.
time limit for children.
No, we don't. We
No,
kind
you
of do.
100% have a
but
time
like also
No, it's
like-
not kind of.
Biological children.
But
I don't
okay,
get
It's 100% you have a time limit.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if that was
Some
part of
people
it.
have more trouble with infertility or in making a baby, but a man should not pay for the promise or the idea of a baby. He didn't put one in you. You didn't make one together. That's crazy.
But when they first got together and they got married, he did say he wanted it
Yeah,
and then changed his
and then
mind.
they both changed as people as they grew and aged together.
She didn't change her mind.
Wait, in
Okay.
addition to alimony, was there community property
If
division?
She wants kids, she can go.
Hold on.
We don't really have a ton of item. We never bought a house or anything. There wasn't really any big financial items to split.
But in addition to the ongoing monthly and alimony he pays you, was there like a one-time payment
No.
that he had to
No.
because I don't know if it's called community property and that would include like funds or whatever earned
That's
during the course
usually
of the marriage.
if both people have paid into something. So that usually has to do with like a house or a car that both people have paid into.
Okay.
Then when you split up, whoever's keeping that thing has to pay out
Sure.
the other person.
Pull it up, Nick.
Or
We
like a
had. I
mutual
wanted to
friend
look into
or
this. Scroll down.
appreciating asset or anything like that.
Interesting.
Scroll down. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Wait. Back up.
Well,
Okay. Just scroll up a little bit more. Summary of maintenance norms. Practitioners often say judges award alimony for a time period equal to about 25% of the marriage's length. This is for Washington State. Perhaps the best one-sentence summary, blah, blah, blah. Short marriage, 0 to 5 or 0 to 3 years of marriage. Maintenance of enough to help meet the lesser earning spouse's basic everyday needs for a few months while he or she gets back on his or her feet financially. mid-length marriage, so 5 to 25 or 3 to 20 years of a marriage, maintenance to the lesser earning spouse for 20 to 33% of the length of the marriage, the initial monthly amount might be enough to equal, 20 to 33. So he should have only been paying alimony for
like a year and
3 years.
It's 20 to 30%
So
of what he earns for the length of the marriage.
33% of the length of the marriage. So he should have been, so if it was a 10-year marriage, it would have been like 3 years.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years. The initial monthly amount might not, okay. And then long-term marriage, maintenance of enough to equalize the parties' economic positions for many years, if not for life. But also, although I assume the judges have some discretion as to whatever. So.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. And you may not like it, and I don't mean it in a rude way whatsoever. A lot of people know this about me, but some of them don't. I actually pay child support myself. I have 50-50 custody of my kids. Great mom, but for some reason I pay $3,000 a month. Mm-hmm. So I feel particularly bitter about that because he has full capability to work. I have my kids 50% of the time, but I feel like in his situation, if you give somebody a fish every single day and they don't have to teach themselves how to catch one, they're just going to keep taking your fish. Yep. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, no disrespect, but do you feel like that might be a part of the situation here where you're just like, well, the government's saying I can get it, so I'm just going to take it? Because even by your own admission, you say it's not very much. So when you say that, I don't know, I think maybe like $80 to $100 a month. Am I?
It's a little bit more than that, but it's not a ton. It's,
right. So if it's not necessarily making an impact or a difference, why continue to take it?
I'm still working on getting my financial stuff sorted out with like how I'm going to pay for insurance and different things like that. I live in a very, very, very expensive area.
So how long have you guys been divorced again?
I don't remember the exact date.
Like how many years?
Probably 5 or 6.
Girl, you've had 5 or 6 years?
If I may,
No, but they've been separated.
Yeah.
They've been separated
if
for
I
9
may
years.
relate to your situation, obviously I wasn't married and I didn't have kids, but I did spend around 10 years being around the same person, and 6 years of it thinking that we were going to get married and start a family. We owned a business together. We traveled and ran our business together. We lived in a home together. We had a dog, all this stuff. But when we broke up, we split our stuff and split whatever we had of the business, decided to just kind of get rid of the business and run our separate own things. But I gave up a lot. But the entire time we were half and half. Like we were both paying bills, we were both working our asses off to make sure that we could support our lifestyle and support ourselves. And when we broke up, I wasn't expecting him to continue to take care of me because we took care of ourselves and each other. It was nearish the same amount of time as, obviously it's not comparable, but it is similar. I literally moved across the country. I moved from Charleston, South Carolina to Las Vegas, and I restarted my entire life.
I've done that multiple times.
But even when I was in Charleston, I was working every odd job I could. I had 3 jobs. I had my own business. I was running art business. Like, I was making sure that I was educated enough to get any job that would support me and keep me safe that I could. So it, like, not to be rude, but I don't understand how you could not be wanting to get back on your feet. Not that you're not wanting to,
I
but
do.
like,
I am trying to do that.
After such a long time, there are assistance programs.
I work more than 40 hours a week at my job. I work my ass off.
I'm not saying that you don't.
And I'm trying to do that.
But I'm saying there are assistance programs that could help you even just formulate a better plan.
Do you want to go back to school?
No, I'm not a school person.
Like a certificate of any kind?
Nah, I don't do great in school, so that's not really, I don't want to go spend money on something that I'm going to have a hard time completing.
Sometimes
probably.
Nowadays you just need to get a certificate and then that opens up more doors for you.
Honestly, I like my job. I enjoy my job.
Your job sounds like it's a very good job that you can count on, which is what you need. You know?
It doesn't pay me the best, and where I live at, statistics show that for a single person to fully live on their own in Seattle, they need to make at least $90,000, if not more than that.
Yeah.
May I ask,
There is
why
very,
have
very
you
few jobs that pay
decided?
that.
Sorry, continue. My bad.
There's very few jobs that pay you that amount of money.
So
But when you
why
don't have
did
like certificates or like other like skills that you can actually monetize, and that might be where you find yourself stuck, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
why have you decided to live in such an
That's where I'm
affluent
from.
neighborhood? Why have you
That's-
decided to afford yourself this
That's where I'm
lifestyle
from.
that
That's-
you can't?
I don't. I don't live a lifestyle beyond my means. I live with family, you know, and I'm trying to get back on my feet. I have had to get a car when I split up with him. I've had
Okay,
to do
everybody
a bunch
does.
of other stuff. And
I'm not trying to
I
minimize.
just feel like you're trying to put a label on something that like you weren't there for 9 years of. So I'm not saying that like.
I mean,
I'm definitely-
respectfully, none
I'm
of
not
you guys
done.
know
I
what
apologize. Go
happened during our relationship, and none of
Right.
you guys know what happened after that relationship.
Obviously not.
Right.
I
Not just
So
that.
for several years after it, I was almost homeless. I was sleeping on couches. I slept on an
I've
air
been there
mattress
too,
in my
babe.
brother's floor for
I've
a
been there
year.
too.
I watched multiple things with that.
There-
So
I mean,
I have been working on getting on my feet. And when it comes down to it, I could have gotten more money from him than I've gotten
Why?
because of what he does for work.
why does that have
So
anything to do with you?
Such benevolence. She
It's
could have
literally
gotten
nothing
more
to
money
do
than
with
she's
you.
already
I know
already
that. That's
gotten.
my point,
But I
though.
just
Is
feel
Wait,
like
would
why
any
are
of
we?
you have even a sliver of sympathy for a guy who he broke up with his girl? It ended.
I was
and then
raised by two
fucking
moms, so
6, 7, 8, 9 years later, he's like, "Oh, I've been struggling financially, and I was homeless for a period of time," and he's trying to put the blame on that on the ex-girlfriend or the ex-wife.
I'm
I've
not
never
blaming
been able
him
to live
for
my
it.
life like
No,
that.
but y'all want to sympathize with her situation. But I guarantee you, if the roles were reversed and it was some dude saying, "Well, I was struggling financially and I was homeless," and da da da, you'd be like, "Who the fuck is this,
Okay.
this fucking
Get
scrub?
off
I don't even think you were listening.
Fucking
I don't even
scrub."
think you were listening
Is
because
there-
she
is
was
there
not. She was not defending
Is
her
there
at
not
all.
a difference
yeah.
between men and women, though?
Well,
I don't know.
that's
You
true.
I think women are capable of.
Well, we
having
can
a
actually
job.
capitalize on a
you.
situation like this. I think that's what makes men and women different. Because,
I
like
just-
Brian said, we would be like, "What the fuck, bro?"
Well,
if it
and
was a
there's-
man.
But there are a lot of factors.
Look,
There's a lot of
here's-
factors to this that you guys are not paying attention to, which is
Why
when
do I need
she.
to? We're talking about
Because
the
this is a
base
discussion.
facts here. We're talking
But
about the base
what
facts. I
you're
don't need to
seeing
know
is the
everything
base
about her
facts.
relationship right
No,
now.
I'm saying scientifically, the women's prefrontal cortex
Scientifically.
does not mature till you're 25.
Okay,
she was 19 when she
we're not
got
talking
married.
about that.
Hold on.
We're not talking about
I didn't
that.
interrupt you, but you can interrupt me if
That
you'd like.
applies to both. That, I think the prefrontal cortex stuff is like kind of bullshit, but it would apply to both men and
Are
women.
you? Do you have a
I
doctorate
actually
degree?
did. I
Do I have
actually
a what?
studied the
Doctorate?
brain, so I'm the
Are you
perfect
just-
one to tell you that
You don't have a
women
doctorate,
do emotionally mature at the age of 25. Men emotionally mature in between the age of 36 and 38.
But that
However,
it doesn't mean you're not there before then.
this is the point. It's a tough line, right? Because nobody wants to look at you and be like, you know, you're a piece of shit, you're wrong, you're lazy. Nobody wants to
I'm
do
not
that.
saying I've been perfect either.
Right, but the point is that matter of fact, Brian, you made a great point. If a man was to sit here and be like, well, I made this choice, then we would look at him and be like, okay, that was your choice. At the end of the day, the reality is, in my opinion, no woman should be getting in, or man should be getting into a relationship where you are 100% depending on that person. The whole idea of I want to support
But
them.
that's
I
what a
wanna
marriage
travel.
is.
But
You
hold on,
literally
hold on,
signed
I'm
up.
not
No,
done.
because you interrupted me. She's interrupted me.
I didn't interrupt you at all, actually.
Both of you have, and I'm not going to try to interrupt you, but
Okay,
I'm
sure, you
saying
can
that
go ahead, sure.
you are talking about all these factors that may just apply to you.
You don't
or
know what
your
I'm talking about
opinion.
because I didn't finish.
Yeah, I haven't been
So-
able to finish a single sentence.
Go ahead. I'd love to hear you.
Thank you. What I'm saying is, she got married at 19. So she's not even emotionally mature. He's not emotionally mature. I'm not defending her, but I wasn't even getting to that point because both of you just talk over everybody. But the point being is that she got into this marriage expecting to stay with him forever because that's a commitment you make.
Right.
And you guys are trying to just like narrow it down to this label on her and blaming her for everything when you don't even know him or have talked to him, but yet we're so quick to defend him.
I don't believe
I
I'm
actually-
doing that.
No, we're not defending him. We don't know him enough.
I actually
to
started
defend
by
him.
saying not to judge you,
Right.
put you down. I don't know.
But
your
you can say that, but it's
situation.
what you're doing.
Sure.
You could say you're not.
Maybe if you're
but still
small-minded,
doing it.
sure.
Yeah,
but
I
if you
think
let me
you're already
finish
going back
and
to
understand-
degrading.
let me know when I can speak. Am I good?
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. we don't know everybody's situation, right? I never want to sit here and judge you. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. And you seem incredibly sweet. I kind of like you.
I appreciate it.
At the end of the day, the reality is we are responsible for our choices. I had a baby at 19. I was in an extremely abusive relationship. I had no education. I came from social services. I didn't have parents. I was born in an orphanage in Romania. 0. All the cards stacked against me. When the abuse got bad, when I had my daughter, I left. Okay? And I haven't taken 1 penny of child support from him. Argument could say maybe I deserve it, right? I fled. I was homeless. I had a baby strapped to my chest going to a train station at 2 a.m. Unfair. But the reality is that you have to take responsibility for your own life at some sort of time. And my point is that you can't go back. That's why I'm not going to judge you. I don't know your situation. But what I would say is to any men and any woman, do not put yourself in a situation where you are going to be financially dependent solely on somebody else, because you're going to get fucked over. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, okay? But that's just the reality. You're going to get judged sometimes, and you're going to have conversations like this. You can't go back, but I'm sure if you could, you probably would have done it different, correct?
Oh, yes, I would have done a lot of things very differently.
Right. But it's just not the argument of like, well, you know, I made this choice and I left when I was 19. That's awful, and I sympathize with you there, but it's not his responsibility for the rest of your, like, until you get back on your feet to pay you for that. That makes no sense. And if a man were sitting here and saying the exact same thing, I'd probably be harsher with him and be like, you're a fucking loser. Just women, we're not taught to be rude to each other like that. And I don't think you're a loser. Thank you. Probably because you're a woman and I have some sort of like bias there. But if it was a man sitting here, yeah, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Get your shit together. It's not her responsibility.
So one thing about that, when you say people should not be dependent on anybody else, you run into some problems there with, like, I personally think that a big problem with our society is that you don't have mothers raising their own children. And for mothers to raise their own children, generally, it makes it very hard for them to have a career.
You didn't have kids.
What?
No, I'm not talking about me
Kids.
specifically.
What if the kid doesn't have any moms?
I'm not talking about me specifically. I'm
They
saying
only
when you
have
say
dads.
that nobody should ever be dependent on anybody. For mothers to raise their kids, they need to be dependent
I
on the
said
don't
don't
think
be
that's-
financially
That's
dependent
silly.
solely. Have an education. You can be a stay-at-home mom. That's fine.
Yep.
Do you have an education? Do you have something put aside? Do you have some family that's going to support you after? Some people don't.
So
I didn't.
If I may add to what you said, I believe, like, I can make it a smaller statement. Sorry.
All right, so
I
moving
lost
this
it,
on.
yeah.